Colonel Potter, sir, my last wish is to be buried in my mother's wedding gown.
I've seen these Dodgers for 40 years, all the tricks.
Before her passing, Loretta Swit finally confirmed what fans had only whispered about for decades, the real reasons a beloved cast of MASH * walked away. It wasn't just about contracts or career ambitions. It was about ego, frustration, heartbreak, and creative conflicts that simmered beneath the surface of one of television's most cherished shows. If you thought you knew the full story of MASH *, think again. From shocking departures to untold rivalries, Loretta broke her silence after nearly 50 years, and what she revealed changed everything fans thought they knew about the show that defined a generation. MASH *, which aired on CBS from September 17, 1972 to February 28, 1983, redefined what television could be. Based on Richard Hooker's novel and the 1970 film adaptation, the series was set during the Korean War in a mobile army surgical hospital in Ujeongbu, South Korea. It took the raw pain of wartime and blended it with razor-sharp humor, heart, and humanity. From the very beginning, it was clear that MASH * was not just another sitcom. It was deeply human. One moment had you laughing, and the next had you fighting back tears. The cast was unforgettable. Alan Alda as Hawkeye Pierce, Wayne Rogers as Trapper John, Loretta Swit as Margaret Hot Lips Houlihan, Larry Linville as Frank Burns, Gary Berghoff as Radar O'Reilly, and McLean Stevenson as Colonel Henry Blake. Later additions like Harry Morgan as Colonel Potter and Mike Farrell as B.J. Honeycutt helped carry the series into its legendary later years. But while fans embraced the cast changes, behind the scenes, things were far from peaceful. As the show's creative direction shifted, so did the relationships among the actors. The biggest change came when Alan Alda took on more influence, writing, directing, and eventually producing the show. While this elevated MASH * as emotional depth, it also created underlying resentment. Wayne Rogers, who played Trapper John, left after season 3. He had originally signed on believing his character would be an equal lead to Hawkeye, but as Alda's role grew more central, Rogers felt overshadowed. Despite leaving, he remained on good terms with Alda. McLean Stevenson, who portrayed the beloved Colonel Blake, exited around the same time. Though adored by fans, he felt creatively limited in the role. "I thought America loved McLean Stevenson," he once said. "Turns out they loved Henry Blake." His character's off-screen death in a plane crash was one of television's most jarring and emotional moments. Larry Linville, who brought the uptight and often ridiculed Frank Burns to life, also chose to leave after 5 seasons. Though he made Burns one of the most memorable antagonists in TV history, Linville felt the character had become too shallow and overly exaggerated, lacking meaningful development. "I had done all I could with that character," he explained, not wanting to be remembered as a one-note villain without growth or nuance. Similarly, Gary Berghoff, the beloved actor behind Radar O'Reilly, eventually reached his breaking point by season 8. By then, Berghoff was in his 40s, still playing a character meant to be a naive young man. The emotional and physical toll of the role began to wear him down, coupled with personal exhaustion and rising tensions on set. Some rumors even suggest an intense confrontation with Wayne Rogers. Berghoff knew it was time to step away. Yet he did so with grace, and his farewell episode honored both the character and the actor who had made Radar unforgettable. Amid all the changes that reshaped MASH *, Loretta Swit remained, a steadfast presence whose loyalty wasn't passive. From day one, she fought for her character, Margaret Houlihan, to be seen as more than just the over-sexualized hot-lipped stereotype. Thanks to her persistence and deep involvement with the writers, Margaret evolved into a complex woman of strength, vulnerability, and substance. No longer just a caricature, he became a powerful and empathetic leader. Episodes like Hot Lips and Empty Arms and The Nurses gave her the spotlight, and Swit delivered performances filled with depth and humanity. Her efforts earned her 10 Emmy nominations, 2 wins, and multiple Golden Globe and People's Choice Award nominations. Beyond her acting, Swit became the emotional glue on set, often keeping the peace when tensions flared over screen time or creative control. Her bond with Alan Alda grew into one of the most meaningful relationships on and off screen. As Hawkeye and Margaret clashed, then grew to respect each other, so did Swit and Alda in real life. For decades, fans speculated about a deeper connection between them, something they never confirmed or denied. But when Swit passed away on May 30th, 2025, Alder finally broke his silence. In a heartfelt tribute, he wrote, "She created Margaret. She turned a caricature into a human being. We celebrated the day they stopped calling her Hot Lips and just called her Margaret." His final words hinted at something deeper, something that had remained private for nearly 50 years. Outside of MASH*, Loretta Swit lived a life rooted in passion, principle, and quiet strength. Though millions knew her as Major Margaret Hot Lips Houlihan, her legacy extended far beyond television. In 1983, she married actor Dennis Houlihan, who had made a guest appearance on MASH* as a Swedish diplomat. Though their marriage ended in 1995, Swit never remarried. Instead, she embraced a life of independence, creativity, and advocacy. A devoted animal rights activist, she became a vegetarian early in life and fully committed to veganism in 1981, long before it was mainstream. She partnered with organizations like PETA, using her fame not for vanity, but to advocate for the voiceless, animals suffering in silence. Needlepoint Scrapbook was one of Loretta Swit's most personal creations, a beautiful collection of embroidered patterns paired with her heartfelt reflections. It served as a peaceful and introspective outlet, revealing her deep love for detail and quiet creativity. Later, she released Sweetheart, a book that combined her delicate watercolor paintings with moving stories from her work in animal advocacy. Unlike many of her peers, Swit chose to step away from the spotlight after her final television appearance in 2008. She didn't chase headlines or social media fame. Instead, she embraced a life rooted in solitude, artistry, and meaningful causes over glitz and glamour. When Loretta Swit passed away in 2025 at the age of 87, tributes poured in from those who mattered most, her co-stars, her fans, and the countless lives she had inspired. To many, she was MASH star. Her portrayal of Margaret Houlihan redefined what it meant to be a strong, multifaceted woman on television. Through both her performance and her personal journey, Swit proved that a true legacy isn't built in the spotlight. It's forged in purpose, principle, and heart. If you enjoyed this look into the untold story of MASH* in the life of Loretta Swit, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Her legacy lives not just in the lines she delivered, but in the change she made, the people she touched, and the quiet power she brought to every scene. See you in the next one. Thanks for watching.